The topic of female nature has become one of the most explosively engaging subjects across social media platforms, attracting millions of views, heated debates, and passionate followings. But what explains this intense fascination? At its core, this phenomenon taps into fundamental human curiosities about attraction, gender dynamics, and evolutionary psychology, all wrapped in the irresistible packaging of social media controversy. Whether presented as red pill truths, feminist deconstructions, or pop psychology observations, content analyzing female behavior consistently outperforms other topics in engagement metrics. This isn't accidental, it's the result of powerful psychological triggers, cultural tensions, and algorithmic incentives that reward polarizing discussions about gender. Today, we'll explore 20 key reasons why this particular subject dominates online discourse, revealing uncomfortable truths about human nature, digital engagement, and our collective hunger for understanding the opposite sex. Human mating strategies have been a subject of fascination since the dawn of civilization, and social media has simply digitized this eternal curiosity. Content about female nature promises to decode the otherwise inscrutable rules of attraction, offering viewers a perceived edge in romantic competition. In an age where traditional courtship rituals have been upended by dating apps and shifting social norms, people desperately crave frameworks to explain romantic success and failure. Videos claiming to reveal what women really want or how female attraction works satisfy this hunger for certainty in an uncertain dating landscape. The engagement is particularly intense among young men seeking guidance in a world where old models of masculinity no longer guarantee success. The red pill community, which positions itself as revealing uncomfortable truths about gender dynamics, has mastered the art of viral content about female nature. By framing their observations as forbidden knowledge or truths society doesn't want you to know, these creators trigger both outrage and agreement, ensuring maximum engagement. The narrative of uncovering hidden realities appeals particularly to men who feel disillusioned with modern dating, offering them both explanations for their struggles and a sense of belonging in a like-minded community. This us versus them dynamic creates intensely loyal followings and guaranteed interaction, as supporters rally to defend the ideas while detractors passionately rebut them. Nothing drives engagement like controversy, and few topics ignite as much heated debate as generalizations about gender. Algorithms prioritize content that sparks strong reactions, meaning videos about female nature often receive disproportionate visibility. Creators have learned that making bold, sweeping claims, women are naturally hypergamous, generates more comments and shares than nuanced discussions, even if those claims oversimplify complex human behaviors. The resulting comment wars between defenders and critics create self-perpetuating cycles of engagement that social media platforms actively reward with greater reach. At a primal level, humans are wired to seek understanding of potential mates. Evolutionary psychology suggests that recognizing patterns in the opposite sex's behavior would have conferred survival advantages, making us naturally attentive to content that promises these insights. Modern social media taps into this ancient curiosity, offering bite-sized theories about female mating strategies that feel like valuable intelligence. Even when these theories are reductionist or inaccurate, the brain registers them as useful information, keeping viewers hooked on the next revelation. Social media algorithms have effectively monetized gender tensions, creating what some call the gender war industrial complex. Content about female nature often positions men and women as opposing teams in a zero-sum game, triggering tribalistic responses from both sides. This adversarial framing, whether intentional or accidental, ensures that each video becomes a battleground for broader cultural conflicts about dating, power, and societal expectations. The more polarized the discussion, the more engagement it generates, creating financial incentives for creators to stoke these divisions. Much content about female nature is packaged as self-improvement advice, promising viewers greater romantic success if they understand these hidden truths. This taps into legitimate anxieties many people, especially young men, have about their dating lives, offering what appears to be a roadmap to attractiveness and relationships. The problem arises when complex human behaviors are distilled into simplistic rules, Women are attracted to status, not looks, creating distorted worldviews that nonetheless spread rapidly because they offer comforting certainty. There's an undeniable thrill in consuming information framed as taboo or suppressed. Many viral videos about female nature position themselves as revealing truths that mainstream society, academia, or feminism allegedly ignore or suppress. This rebellious framing makes viewers feel like they're accessing privileged insights, creating a powerful psychological hook. The more a creator can position themselves as a truth-teller, challenging orthodoxies, the more devoted their audience becomes, regardless of the actual accuracy of their claims. Social media excels at reinforcing existing beliefs, and content about female nature often serves as Rorschach tests for viewers' preconceptions. Men who feel mistreated in dating eagerly consume content confirming that women are like that, while feminists might engage equally passionately with rebuttals. The algorithms then feed each side more extreme versions of what they already believe, creating ideological echo chambers. This confirmation loop ensures endless engagement as viewers return for validation of their worldview. The frustrations of modern dating apps have created a fertile ground for content about female nature. When men see overwhelming gender imbalances on Tinder, where men vastly outnumber women, or experience constant rejection, they become desperate for explanations. Creators who claim to decode female selection criteria or explain why women swipe right on only 5% of men tap into this frustration, offering seemingly logical explanations for painful experiences. The more dating apps distort traditional courtship patterns, the more this content flourishes. Legitimate evolutionary psychology research often gets oversimplified into viral social media content about female mating strategies. While actual science shows complex interactions between biology and culture, online content frequently reduces these findings to catchy but misleading sound bites like "women evolved to seek providers." The veneer of scientific authority makes these claims more shareable and believable, even when they represent gross oversimplifications of human behavior. Behind much engagement with female nature content lies genuine male loneliness and isolation. As traditional community structures erode and male friendships become more superficial, many men turn to online communities for belonging and understanding. Creators who speak to male romantic struggles, even when their solutions are problematic, fill this void, creating loyal followings among men who feel mainstream society dismisses their frustrations. The engagement reflects not just curiosity, but profound unmet social needs. The popularity of female nature content has spawned an equally engaged counter-industry of female creators debunking or recontextualizing these claims. This creates a self-sustaining ecosystem where each viral video about female behavior inevitably generates response videos, which in turn drive more traffic back to the original content. The debate itself becomes the product, with algorithms happily feeding both sides to keep the engagement machine running. Early internet forums like the seduction community pioneered analyzing female behavior as a puzzle to be solved, and this tradition has evolved into today's viral content. While less overtly manipulative than some pickup artist material, modern videos often repackage similar ideas in more socially acceptable wrappers, like understanding female psychology rather than game. The underlying premise that female attraction follows decipherable patterns remains powerfully appealing to those seeking romantic success. As genuine cross-gender friendships and organic social interactions decline, many people increasingly rely on social media to understand the opposite sex. This creates a distorted feedback loop where digital generalizations replace lived experience, making content about female nature seem more authoritative than actual relationships with real women. The less someone interacts with women in daily life, the more likely they are to accept online caricatures as truth and engage passionately with that content. One of the most viral and reductive frameworks presents male attractiveness as a binary between alpha and beta traits. This oversimplified model offers apparent clarity about dating struggles like "you're not assertive enough," while ignoring individual differences in attraction. Despite being widely criticized by psychologists, this dichotomy persists because it provides simple explanations for complex romantic outcomes And simple solutions always outperform nuanced truth in the attention economy. Discussions about female nature have become proxy battles in larger culture wars. Traditionalists use certain evolutionary arguments to justify conservative gender roles, while progressives view the same content as reactionary propaganda. This political dimension ensures each video serves as a rallying point for ideological teams, generating outsized engagement from culture warriors on all sides. The actual content matters less than which tribe can claim it as evidence for their worldview. Social media has become a global marketplace where competing mating strategies are pitched like products. Content about female nature often comes bundled with advice about how men should adapt. Be more dominant, focus on your career. This transforms abstract discussions into actionable self-improvement content, increasing its practical value and thus engagement for viewers seeking romantic success. The most successful creators position themselves as life coaches rather than just commentators. Every like, comment, or share on gender content teaches algorithms to prioritize similar material. Over time, this creates runaway feedback loops where increasingly extreme content gets promoted because it generates the strongest reactions. Mild observations about gender differences lead to more controversial claims, which lead to outright misogyny or misandry, all because engagement, not truth, is the metric that shapes visibility. The viral obsession with female nature content reveals more about our digital ecosystem and psychological needs than it does about actual women. At its best, this content sparks valuable discussions about human behavior and relationships. At its worst, it reduces half the population to simplistic stereotypes. What's undeniable is that this topic taps into deep fears, curiosities, and frustrations about modern dating, needs that mainstream society often fails to address constructively. Until we create healthier spaces for discussing gender and relationships, social media's engagement-driven distortion of these conversations will continue flourishing, shaping how an entire generation understands attraction and intimacy. The solution isn't silencing these discussions, but elevating them beyond algorithmic outrage into more nuanced, compassionate explorations of what it means to be human in the digital age.